In the club, we all fam. I mean, how much funnier am I and prettier am I than Chris Evans' ex-girlfriend? Like, and you guys never voted for me? You're like, oh my God, Alyssa, she's just like really pretty. She has nothing to offer but her looks. Actually, I'm 10 times funnier than you. Skadoosh, ugly chicks of the world who are in comedy. I can't believe I was like, I can't believe, um, I can't believe I forgot what I was going to say. I can't believe it's not butter. If the body swap machine was real and a young girl asked you to swap her body's, her body with yours, would you accept? Commenter at VN26733. If the body swap machine was real and a young girl asked you to swap her body with yours, would you accept? How old are we talking, and why would I want to switch bodies with a young girl? Is it because of ageism? Is it because I desire to be like I desire to be 20? Is it illegal for me to be 40, or are you insinuating that I'm old and ugly? Or are you insinuating that a young girl wants to swap bodies with me, like a 5-year old? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, do I believe in age? Let's start there. Do I believe in time? Let's start there. Do I believe that bodies are real? Let's start there. Am I always time traveling? Did I just travel to China in the 60s, and in Bruce and Linda's body with Brandon? So I'm time traveling all the time, so I know what's real. So I don't really understand your humanesque questions, and I think they're subpar and beneath my IQ level. That was on the Demon Swap video, by the way. That's a comment from the Demon Swap video. Oh, Hobby Games 27. It's sort of like my commenters like don't understand me sometimes. Like they don't get me and they leave like weird comments like that. A young girl, like a young girl. Okay, so I'm gonna say if you're saying a young girl that you don't mean like a young woman, like it's not like an ageism thing. Okay, like I'm just going on like the feel of the commenter. Okay, so like if a young girl asked me to swap bodies with her, so a young girl to me would be like a 10-year old, or a young girl could be a 7-year old or something like that. Would I want to swap bodies? So that means that would I want to jump into the body and swap bodies and give this like 5-year old, we'll say, my 44-year-old body, and then jump into a different human, a completely different human, not Little Liz, right? Like I'm not like time traveling back to like 1985 and jumping into my original 5-year-old suit, right? I'm jumping into some like corny ass fucking little 5-year-old suit, right? That's what you're asking me in like 2024. Like I'm swapping it with somebody in 2024 because like why would I want to do that? Why would I want to do that? You're like, oh, she's maybe it's a billionaire's daughter, Alyssa. I forgot. I'm not God, right, guys? Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like I think like not everyone, because there's probably some smart people out there. Of course, I can't talk again. My autism is kicking in, but like to me, like that's just I don't really get your question, and I think you're kind of an asshole. Like, would I want to be a 5-year-old in 2024? Is what you're asking me. Like, why would I want to be a 5-year-old in 2024? Why would God want to be a 5-year-old in 2024? I'm already here and I'm already God. It sounds like you're not from the Church of Alyssa because they they don't agree with comments like that, and not stupid and they're not corny. I was gonna talk for a little bit, but we are having dinner right now. Let me just tell them I'll be right down. I'm just gonna record for a minute. Okay, so now let's take it from the perspective that it's her dad talking from behind the curtain because that's what Alyssa said it is. It definitely is, and like, you know, I don't need to over explain my game to myself. Me and Brandon don't have to over explain it to each other, and I am allowed to tell you off and make you freak out about how you're so stupid. Oh, this is my third cup of coffee. It is a third cup of coffee day, but it's 5 p.m. and I'm having my third cup of coffee at 5 p.m. And you guys are fighting my story right now. You guys are fighting my story right now, and my tailbone is hurting, and I'm really tired. So that's how I can tell that my dads are out and about sticking up for me because of those two things. My tailbone hurts and I'm extremely exhausted and I feel like I could sleep all day, but like when I lay down, I can't really sleep. Like I can't really nap. And so like I'm having a cup of coffee so that I'm not like extremely exhausted, but like I said, I can't sleep. So it's like this it's like really weird. It's like you feel really tired, but like nothing's satisfying, I guess. I don't know. So I'm having a cup of coffee to wake up. Otherwise, I feel like I'll be trying to sleep all day or something or all night. Um, Shane Smith. So Shane Smith, I guess he stuck up for me today. He kind of stuck up for me today. He definitely didn't stick up for me the way that Anna did last night. But I guess he did his best. Shane did his best. And apparently that is some of my friends' higher self is Shane. Shane's a higher self. Congratulations, Shane, on getting your angel wings, I guess. That's sort of how it works. Like, but anyway, so he's like a gray higher self. So, like, he can go both ways. Like, he can be detrimental to you, or he can be a positive influence to you. And it was interesting to hear. He's on the Joe Rogan podcast, okay? Like, I think recently, like 4 days ago or something. And like 4 days ago. Oh my God, I'm so tired. And I listened to the podcast and I just listened from the top. But he was saying like how he has a podcast now and how he's had a podcast for like a few months. And it's on YouTube and it's called Shane Smith Has Questions or something like that. And I looked it up and it's not there. And like people do this really weird fucking thing where like they pretend to be me. Instead of like giving me credit, they like just pretend that they're me. I swear to God, I've seen people do it for the last 10 years, like a lot. And I think that might be what Shane is doing because I can't find the podcast unless somebody can find the podcast for me. I looked it up. I couldn't find it. I don't know if it was taken down or whatever, but they do this weird thing where like they'll say stuff like that humans will say stuff like that, but they're actually like talking for me. And it's like I've had a podcast, this podcast for a few months, and they like can't say it like, oh, I support Alyssa and you should listen to her podcast. So they'll say something like, I have a podcast named Shane Smith Has Questions and Alyssa Janello has answers, right? Like that's the ending of like, that's the like end of the sentence or whatever. And so it's like they're talking for me or whatever, and they're trying to use their platform for good. Like if you're in the know, you're in the know. And I've seen people do it before. So it really wouldn't surprise me if he's like talking about me, but like can't say it. And he's just like, yeah, I have a podcast. I've been doing it for a few months. But he's like, well, it's actually Lys's podcast. And it's actually the New World Order Princess podcast. Anyway, it's like, okay, whatever. Shane is my old boss from YouTube. Shane's my old boss from Vice magazine. And I mean, yeah, like he's not warned the entire way, right, Sarah? Like he's completely warned. Like I don't know. Like I said, he's in the gray area, so he's not completely innocent, and you can't even support Lys. Like, what are you doing, Shane? You know. So, and they repped. Get this, they repped one of the ugly girls that I'm talking about, and they thought she was absolutely hilarious, and she thought they thought she was like amazing or whatever, and they like launched her career and da da da. Like sort of like the same as like the girls like in the club we all fam, and like that's actually funny. Like I don't know, I think I have people like laughing themselves to death. I think that's how funny I am, but I guess I'd prefer an ugly face too. If I had the choice between a pretty face and an ugly face, I'd choose an ugly face too. But anyway, yeah, I don't even remember that girl's name. Probably Sarah Paulson or something. But maybe Heidi Klum. I don't know. Um, you guys are like fighting me so hard right now. Like my tailbone is hurting. Oh, and remember when I said like when my tailbone's hurting, that's actually the space drugs like dripping into me, like dripping into my spine. So these are space drugs. So I'm so grateful. But the thing is, if nobody sticks up for me, I get into like, I have like painful convulsions because of the tailbone pain. I have like extremely painful convulsions if nobody sticks up for me. And so to keep the drugs on like a low, the space drugs, the space codes, if you're into that, to keep the space codes on like a low, consistent drip, like you gotta like consistently low key stick up for me. If nobody sticks up for me and you just let them like just beat me up, beat me up, beat me up, then the pain becomes excruciating in my tailbone. And that's when the space codes get turned on high after that. And then that then deletes my friends in New York and Los Angeles. So it's sort of like, you know, it's like New York and Los Angeles, or maybe just like cities versus country boys. And that's sort of what it's like, to be honest. And it's like, yeah, it's like city versus country in the whole world. And it's like you guys kind of have to like work together to like keep me off of the emergency table, you know, my Ellie emergency table. So you have to kind of work together to like keep the drugs flowing, but like not too much, but like not too little. And otherwise, the drugs are going to go on high and they're just going to blast off the entire 7 continents off of the globe all at once. because my dad is that angry at this point and is not playing around anymore. And I guess you guys wanted to do this like country by country, like wanted to like take it slowly and like clean the planet up like one by one, like one place by one place or whatever. And like you're kind of winning in that category right now because look at me, like I'm like moving around every year, like while you get to stay put in your place in Antarctica. And like I have to move around every year because I'm the queen and I have to clean it up all by myself, even though I said multiple times I do not want this stress and I do not want this fear of like moving around and like having to take care of myself year after year after year, plus having to clean up the entire goddamn motherfucking planet all by myself with the occasional worry that I'm gonna go broke or something like that while I'm the goddamn motherfucking queen bee. Like, where the fuck is my hornet's nest if I'm the goddamn queen bee? You know what I mean? Like, why are you guys putting me under all this space pressure to like clean up the planet all by myself? So, yeah, so dad was basically saying like right before this like how he's just going to blast the entire planet with unconditional love codes because no bro is being legit this sees, and it's like affecting all of our energy in like a really big way where like the moon might land because the moon's a spaceship, and so like the moon might legit land on planet earth ski, yeah. And like, why the fuck are you making me move around the goddamn fucking planet all by my fucking self? Where the fuck are my embodied men? You guys are fucking cocksucking assholes, okay? Can I say that? Can I say that about my creation? I'm not sure. So, anyways, Shane Sorts is low key hot and Sorts low key cool, and like, can you like hook me up with my higher self? Like, bitch, I am fucking God, okay? Like, for reals. Don't fuck with me. Like, for reals, Stacy. Get a life. If you're into your fucking higher self, like, fucking DM him yourself. Like, that wasn't a live request. Okay, so Shane's task is to literally put me in a hotel room. And I was like, are those his future lines or are those his today lines? And Rai Ren was like, I lit think those are his today lines, and I lit think we should totes go with that and like not rely on the future. Okay, like, can I be like candid right now and like say you should let say it out loud to Liz like right now? Like, seriously, you should think about emailing her, Shane, and like put her in a goddamn fucking hotel room before you go broke yourself, Shane. Like, come on. Like, get a grip on reality, Shane, and like put your little wife, he doesn't call me little wife, he calls me little sis, but we're just joking around, Shane. Or he calls me, what did he call me? His daughter. Put your daughter in a hotel room, Shane, and like let her live at will. Like put her in the fucking New York Palm Springs hotel. Like we loads know where she wants to live. Like we've been listening in at least since 2017 because he totally said was like Cuba seems super cool, Liz. Like you should have totally married Cuba. Like why are you saying that, Shane? Like how the fuck do you know about Cuba? Right? Have you been listening in since 2017 and like you literally didn't like come forward and try to like help us like get married in 2017? For some reason that just broke Gigi's heart because I just felt her heart warm up. Why would that break Gigi's heart? Because capitalism was listening in on us all the way from 2017, and I guess that's heartbreaking for us four individuals who have been working so hard to wake up the fucking planet Earth, and you guys are like already awake and like listening in and knowing you can help us and like never coming forward or sharing that you care, sharing that you're caring. You know what I mean? Like, and then you're like leading us into the forest of great bees and sharks. Like, what are you doing with your life, Shane? You know what I mean? So, Shane legit needs to get a life right now. Like, why aren't you putting me in a hotel room today, Shane? Like, put me in the New York Palm Springs hotel and like let me live out loud. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's his task. He said it today on the Joe Rogan show. And he's like, Liz, if you want to report me, like, say it out loud. That's my task. He said it like 2 or 3 times. And he's like, Liz, that's my task. Liz, that's my task. Like, okay, Shane. Like, now you guys are going to make me put on my podcast all of your tasks. Like, I put Jen's task this morning, I think it was this morning or yet last night. I put Jen's. She failed. So that means she's going to be recycled. And now I'm putting Shane's. Shane's failing. Shane's totally passing for reals. He's totally going to get an upgrade from this. No, he's going to fail and he's going to get recycled like as of right now. Like it's Azerbaijan. Like we don't know like that we're all in on it by now. Stacy, like, can you cut it out? So, yeah, it's like so disappointing. The same thing with April O'Neil last night. Like she like, okay, fine, April O'Neil, like just own it and just use your mouth and say Alyssa's the princess of all or something simple like that. Like I don't know, like what do you want to say? Like Alyssa's the princess, all right? Say that. Say something like that or whatever. Um like yeah. But did she say it? No. So she's also going to get recycled. My wonderful grandmother of two. Ow. What else? So yeah, it's like you guys come forward and like you say your tasks or like you just say your tasks telepathically to me, like you're gonna get recycled. Oh yeah. If you guys keep getting recycled and you keep choosing to go up and like imagine it instead of embodying it, you choose your color over your human body, that actually warms up the gates of Amenti and it will cause my father to walk in embodied because he's basically going to just accumulate all of your life force so that he can walk in as an embodied God and give me the wedding of my dreams. So, you know, it's a win-win for me, guys. So yeah, if I could, I would say because the thing is that he doesn't have to, you guys don't have to be difficult about it. It's not like, oh, we're doing this so that he can like walk in embodied. Like, no, that's like your stupid, idiot, fucking logical human mind. And that's why I literally can't stand you. There's a lot simpler ways to do things. And I can actually be in the hotel room right now. He could send me a car. Shane Smith could send me a car right now and put me in the Palm Springs Hotel, New York. And, you know, whatever, for 6 months, for a year. I don't know how long. Probably for a year. And I could still embody it as my husband because that means you're starting to recognize me as God and that like didn't Anakin demonstrate this yesterday? I hate it when you guys freaking ask me to over explain things. Anakin demonstrated it yesterday when he like said his heartfelt feelings about me out loud and the whole table started shaking and I was like, whoa. So yeah, because it's like you guys are like starting to admit you're enlightened and you're starting to admit that like you're in on it. So you are starting to embody it. So it's going to cause space drugs to be released anyway, if that makes sense. I know you guys need everything over explained to you. Thank God for Gigi Young because I do not have the patience or the care to explain it to you with more than 2 sentences. Okay? And that's why I'm so goddamn pretty because I don't over explain things. And that's the same reason why Gigi's pretty because she over explains things. Okay? There you go. I'm just correcting myself right front and center because you guys are just so difficult to like be around and be with. Yeah, so good job, Shane. Way to blow it, I guess. Way to let the whole Vice team down. I mean, we used to have so much fun at Vice. You think he wouldn't blow it, right? Oh.